How many flute players out there? How many people players and how many, let's see what else we got. Kazooie players. Actually, it starts way long time ago. And before the music started off, people didn't have musical instruments. What they did is they just sang. They kind of did things that take a reed out of water and start blowing into it. That's probably where music comes from, because your vocal cords operates like a string instrument. It was naturally that the people would go toward the actual string members, the chordophones. If you look at the larynx inside while a person's singing, the larynx vibrates, it takes the air column, and actually shoves it back and forth and oscillates in a way. That's how you get your music. And basically, the Egyptians are the first one that I actually know about. Because the Egyptians, back here, we can bring this one up. Get a picture over here. The middle lady is playing a long lute. And this is long instrumentation right over here. And so now you have basically a lute that's made from some type of resonating body, some type of resonating chamber shell type of situation. Now, one paper that I did for school, this one German fellow, correlated you got a picture over here. Okay. Basically a dead turtle shell.
Picture is up.
One more down. Yeah. There's a dead turtle shell. And then basically you took a dead turtle shell with the decomposition of the turtle, you stuck a neck in, strung it with strings, and played it. So if you take a look at this shape of this instrument here, we can go back to the middle. The Egyptian lady, she's playing the same type of bowl shape, long neck. She's plucking it. Your first guitar. Also, Egyptians were into beer too. So when you go to a bar now and your guitar player's in beer, same stuff. And then they were so impressed with that they not only do for the days, they actually put it into their hieroglyphs and their monuments. And there it is. So the instruments were offered as honor, along with the barley and the corn and the cattle. You gave these flutes. And then that actually became the first modern generation of it. Comes out to be good. They retained the actual turtle shape of the parabola of the belly, necked it, put the strings on it, put the pegs on it. But no frets. So, if you want to hear a little bit of antiquity music, you know, it's not string related. I thought this was really neat. This is music from ancient Rome. Take you about 2,000 years back. And they're all done with, probably one of the first instruments would be like taking a reed from like a bamboo, blowing into it, creating the first flutes, and then singing along with it. jazz fusion 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So essentially what you did is, there's an important fact that starts coming into it right now, is that you have a metrical value, you have someone pounding drums, and you have a linear line of a flute going, and some counter melody of someone else singing beside a flute or screaming or doing whatever. But you don't have chords, you don't have harmony. These people were not interested in that whatsoever. And that continues on and on. In fact, the only time you do hit harmony is when Europeans get their hold of the instruments, and that occurs around harmony about 1400, 1500. So there's a gap of about like 3,500 years where there is no harmony. There are no C chords, there are no D7 chords, there's no G chords, there's no E minors. This does not exist whatsoever. The oud, which was based on that turtle, is played with a quill. Now, some of that music might sound strange to you too, because some of the pitches weren't exactly quite on, because early in music they didn't have separation of what we would have, or pitch tones, like key to A, or B, or B flat, or C. Okay, they kind of just had many notes in between. So on the oud, that's roughly just do, re, mi, fa, sol, back and forth. But yeah, that's the next note, that's do, re. That would be like A flat. That was G, that would be A. So you can create about 4 or 5 tones in between notes. That's what they were doing on the ancient Roman music too. That's why it sounded really strange and bizarre. They didn't play chords, they didn't play what we call tempered music. They would play those in between. And they would play with each other. This plays a real big, key, important thing later on with the development of pianos. So just think about the quilt later on going to Bernie Manilow. Anyway. Okay. But that's the way I like it. Because you still play those notes on these things. They're there and they're found there. Just have to know where they're at. And the scale that basically was used in the Middle East was what they call a raised second, which was whenever you hear that difference of notes there, you know it came from the Middle East and it was Semitic. Because as Westerners, we couldn't use that. We have to use well, we can't use this. If you write that type of interval in music studies and you're doing harmonizations, you get it down.